Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
The absurdity over gun control has crossed the line. In fact, now we're seeing sixth graders and elementary school kids suspended because they simply use the word gun. Hi, I'm Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel. Joining me is Matt Barber, vice president of Liberty Counsel Action. And Matt, we are now offering to represent an individual whose sixth grade son was suspended because he used the word gun in Maryland. What this involves is a sixth grader. He's on the bus, and he's simply talking about the fact that if he were in Sandy Hook, he wished he would have had a gun so he could have stopped the murderer there. Well, another little boy overheard him in that conversation and told someone and said he used the word gun, and guess what? He's suspended for a day. He doesn't have a gun. He just used the word gun in a sentence, and now the sixth grade boy is suspended for one day from school.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, too, isn't it, that the young man is suspended for 10 days originally for using the word gun, for saying gun, in the context of talking about how it would have been nice to have been armed to defend himself against, if he had been one of the students at Sandy Hook, against this mass murderer. Well, it certainly would have been nice if the principal had been armed, or the gym coach, or a number of people had been armed too. So the kid is making good sense here. But but forget about that for a minute. Then he gets suspended just for saying gun, and it just underscores this knee-jerk, irrational, reactionary response that liberals have to guns, something that they apparently don't even understand. Most of them have never felt the weight of a Sig Sauer in their hand, so they're afraid of something they don't understand here. But it's just, this is why it's so easy to make fun of liberals, frankly, because they respond like this, with this overreaching, ridiculous response to a kid using the word gun.
Yeah, he's on the bus talking to two other kids, and he says, quote, "I wish I would have had a gun in that type of situation, because maybe I could have stopped it," speaking of the Sandy Hook situation. And one kid went to the bus driver, and the bus driver turned around and went back to the school because he used the word gun. The principal and the deputy interviewed the son in the absence of his parents. The principal told this young boy that he was proud of him, but he said, the fact of the matter is you got to suspend him. He got suspended because he used the word gun. So he actually gets suspended for 10 days. Not just one day, but 10 days. And the father is a retired lieutenant commander and
in the Navy.
In the Navy. And he is completely befuddled about why this is going on. Then what happens? It gets worse. Not only does the young boy get suspended for using the word gun, he's not threatening anybody with a gun, but in addition to that, he gets his house searched. The father has a deputy come to his home, and he requires the dad to fill out an intrusive 4-page questionnaire on all sorts of topics related to his son. And then guess what? The deputy starts searching the home with no warrant.
Without a warrant and without consent.
And so the father says, you can't do that, you got to leave. And so he says, well, I'm going to come back and get a warrant. I'm going to search your house for guns. Now, he never did come back. But because the young boy used the word gun in a sentence and on a bus, now he gets suspended for 10 days. It's reduced eventually to 1 day. And he's a good behaved boy. And then the father has to fill out a questionnaire. And then, in addition to that, his house is searched by a deputy.
Well, the dad, again, a retired Navy lieutenant commander, emailed the school and said that in the email that basically you're not book burners. He said, you're word burners. And I'm reminded of Ray Bradbury's book, Fahrenheit 451, where it's kind of along the lines of a 1984, where they do just that. They don't like people to be educated. They don't like words. They don't like books. So they burn books. So here, This is along the lines of a 1984 or a Fahrenheit 451, and this is the climate that we're in now here in the United States, this reactionary climate, and it's also a climate of lawlessness. How did this deputy feel emboldened to illegally violate the Fourth Amendment and search these people's home without a search warrant and without consent? That is illegal, yet he did it anyway. We have become a lawless nation, frankly, Matt, in a lot of ways, and a lot of it is centered around this issue of gun control. We don't like the Second Amendment, so we're just going to ignore it, and President Obama is just going to unilaterally and arbitrarily violate the Second Amendment and issue a bunch of executive edicts saying, quashing individual Second Amendment rights. What has happened to our America?
Well, I mean, it's getting absurd, and here's another story out of Washington State in Edmonds, Washington. And the kids here were suspended for what? Bringing Nerf guns. A Nerf gun, they just shoot out these little styrofoam or these, pliable kinds of things. They're play guns. And here we've got a cheerleader and a football player. They're young kids. They are young, bringing Nerf guns to school, but the school has a zero-tolerance policy. No guns at all. You can't bring a Nerf gun, can't play around.
But they had the teacher's permission as well.
Yeah, they had the teacher's permission. But now they get suspended.
Even with the teacher's permission?
With the teacher's permission because they got a zero-tolerance policy.
On guns, even toy guns. Well, Matt, there has been a spate of toy gun violence across the nation, and California has figured out a way to stop this.
They've got to get the toy guns off the street.
So, an elementary school in California has the answer. Strobridge Elementary Principal Charles Hill came up with the brilliant idea. He is holding, get this, a toy gun exchange, a toy gun buyback program, Matt. Like the gun buyback programs.
You can't make this stuff up. I mean, this is absurd.
You see why I say why do liberals make it so easy to make fun of them?
You get a young boy who's sixth grade and he gets suspended for using the word gun in a sentence. I guess he couldn't use other words about guns. He couldn't use anything, I guess, that has the word gun in it.
The guns of Navarone. Have guns will travel. You're suspended.
He couldn't say, I just watched last night the movie Have Guns Will Travel. Yeah. I mean, oh, no, you're out of school for 10 days. And then when you bring a Nerf gun, you're suspended. And so to solve the problem, California comes up with the solution.
A toy gun buyback program.
In Hayward, California, they got a toy gun buyback. And here there's a picture of a Nerf gun. So, the Nerf gun that caused these kids to be suspended in Washington State, now they won't have that problem in California elementary schools because they're going to buy them back.
Well, Matt, it's all fun and games until you lose an eye. And those Nerf guns, my son has shot me in the eye with that before, and it left a little bruise. So
it does. So, I mean, they definitely need to be off the street. So if you're at Hayward, California, there's the buyback, and they will actually give you a book and a raffle ticket to win one of 4 bicycles if you bring in your toy gun.
Well, my suggestion to the kids out there in California who may be outdoorsmen, is get as many toy guns as you possibly can. Take them into the buyback and save up. And with Dad's help, maybe you can buy your first real gun, and you can actually learn gun safety.
You can turn around and sell the books that you're getting on your buyback.
And
go out and buy a 22 rifle.
That's my suggestion. To these
just go out
people.
And plunk on some cans or something in the backyard. Or, if you're like Vice President Joe Biden and somebody comes knocking at your door, just go out in your residential neighborhood and shoot off a few rounds of shotgun shells into the air. And
that'll run them off.
Yeah, that'll run them off. That's what the Vice President says you ought to do. Just blow off a few rounds into the air in your residential neighborhood. These are the idiots that are running the country.
Yeah.
I mean, the inmates have taken over the prison. And it's gotten to be insane. Well, we need to have some sanity back to this issue, and that's what Liberty Counsel Action, all of our Liberty Enterprise ministries are trying to do, to make sure that some of these basic fundamental ideas of liberty and life and family values, the great things that made America what it is, continue to remain. Join us at Liberty Counsel. Go to Liberty Counsel's website, lc.org. Remember Liberty Counsel in your prayers and your financial support. Also, there's a great book that we have on the Second Amendment. It's a booklet, part of our a series of books that we have produced. You can ask for that little booklet on the Second Amendment. Call Liberty Counsel today at 800-671-1776. You can also visit us online at lc.org and sign up for our Grassroots Action email, the Liberty Alert, and the Liberator newsletter. Again, that website is lc.org.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.